Let's rewind for a second. Back in early 2020, if someone coughed in a grocery store, you'd think, that's it, I'm done for. Everyone was suddenly obsessed with masks. You remember that feeling, right? The awkward homemade ones, the N95 Gold Rush, and yeah, those weird neck gaiters that felt like suffocating in a sock. But beneath all that fear and confusion, something fascinating happened. The humble face mask, basically just a strip of fabric, ignited something far bigger than anyone saw coming. It didn't just become a health tool. It became a signal, a symbol, and, brace yourself, a tech catalyst. Here's the thing. The story of COVID masks isn't just about public health. It's about how a global panic cracked open the door for an explosion in health tech innovation, especially in AI, biotech, and wearable sensors. Let's unpack this tangled mess together. Spoiler, it's way cooler than you think. So why masks of all things? Why not hand sanitizer or latex gloves or even toilet paper? Which, let's not relive that chaos. Because masks touched a nerve. They sat right there on your face, front and center, blurring the line between protection and identity. In Asia, masks were already normal. In the West, not so much. Suddenly, masks became cultural lightning rods. They were political, personal, and emotional. But under the radar, something else was brewing. Companies started wondering, can we make this smarter? And that's where it gets interesting. Enter the age of smart masks. Yeah, actual connected devices for your face. Remember Razer's Project Hazel? That glossy, RGB-lit, voice-amplifying cyberpunk mask that looked like it came straight out of a Blade Runner cosplay? People scoffed at first. Gimmicky, they said. But here's what they missed. Razer's mask had active air filtration, a charging case with UV sterilization, and speech clarity tech built in. Not bad for something you used to buy in a drugstore 3 for $5. And they weren't alone. LG dropped its Puricare wearable air purifier with HEPA filters and fans. AirPop launched a mask with a sensor that tracked your breathing and air quality in real time. Startups in Japan and Korea embedded translation AI directly into masks for real-time speech-to-speech during global travel. Suddenly, we weren't just wearing fabric, we were wearing data hubs. You know what happens when something touches your mouth, your nose, your breath? It becomes intimate, and intimate data is gold. Masks, in their smartest forms, started collecting respiratory metrics, CO2 levels, speaking patterns, and even stress indicators. Pair that with AI, you've got yourself a real-time health dashboard strapped to your face. Let me explain. With enough input, machine learning models could start to detect early warning signs, like changes in your breathing that might signal infection, anxiety, or even fatigue. Think of it as Fitbit meets facehugger, minus the horror vibes. But this wasn't just about masks. It laid the groundwork for something much bigger. Once sensors found a home in masks, it was open season. Companies thought, if people are okay strapping tech to their faces, what else would they wear? And boom, here comes the wearables boom on steroids. Oura rings started tracking temperature dips that correlated with early COVID symptoms. Smart patches could now monitor vitals remotely, reducing pressure on hospitals. AI-powered stethoscopes, smart thermometers, even toilet sensors, yeah, those exist now. And masks? They became just one node in a vast network of connected health gear. It's like COVID hit the fast-forward button on the future. Here's where it gets spicy. Before the pandemic, AI in healthcare was mostly a lab thing. Cool, but kinda niche. Then COVID slammed the door shut on the old systems. Hospitals needed to triage fast. Doctors needed to predict ICU overloads fast. Governments needed to track infection patterns fast. And AI stepped up. We saw neural nets analyzing cough audio to detect COVID. Computer vision models monitored mask compliance in real time from CCTV feeds. A little creepy, but undeniably clever. Natural language processing parsed millions of online posts to forecast outbreak surges. Even vaccines got a boost. Machine learning helped optimize mRNA designs for speed and efficiency. Honestly, the pandemic forced AI to prove its worth. And it did. But here's the curveball. With all this innovation came some uncomfortable questions. Who owns your breath data? Should insurance companies see your respiratory patterns? What happens when a smart mask flags abnormal stress levels during a job interview? This isn't sci-fi. It's happening now. We're living in a world where health is being quantified constantly. And once your body becomes data, privacy becomes a negotiation. Governments started drafting AI health policy frameworks. Companies like Apple and Google had to issue privacy pledges. Researchers debated biometric ethics with a new urgency. So, yeah, it's a brave new world. And we're still figuring out the rules. You know what's wild? Masks were never supposed to start a tech revolution. But they did. They made us more aware of air, of breath, of each other's proximity. They pushed innovation in places we weren't even looking. And they turned something as mundane as breathing into a platform for insight. Today, smart masks still exist, but they're not in headlines anymore. They've quietly evolved into wearables, telehealth tools, and even augmented reality systems for healthcare workers. So next time you see a dusty mask in your drawer, maybe don't toss it. It's not just a reminder of lockdowns and shortages. It's a symbol of how chaos cracked open the future, and how, in a strange way, your breath became part of the next big thing in tech. So what do you think? Did a little strip of fabric really spark a health tech revolution? Or was it just the trigger for something already brewing? Either way, one thing's clear. We're not going back. We're heading into a world where your face, your breath, your heartbeat could all be the next frontier of digital insight. Thanks for watching. If this got you thinking, drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you wear a smart mask again? Do you trust health tech that close to your face? Hit that like if you learned something new. Subscribe if you love the wild edges of AI and tech. And hey, maybe share this with that one friend who still rocks their N95 like it's a fashion statement. Catch you in the next one. Stay smart and stay curious.